Okay. So happy new year, everybody. It is great to be with you with our first Super Conscious Creators Call for 2023. And I think this is just a really great time to check back in on some of the fundamentals, the principles that we have shared with you in our calls till now, to have that little reminder, that little refresh of what is actually important to focus on so that you feel like you're living a well-rounded life and you're living intentionally, not by reaction or default.
So let's bring a couple of things we've done in the past and some new things and create a little bit of a method so that you can create the dream life just like you would a meal. So there's 4 values determinants. And if you did our wealth creation workshop, you'd know there's that little acronym, which is TEFM. The E and F can go together. So there's time, energy, focus, and money. And so these are the things that you have available as resources. And you want to be really protective. You want to be very deliberate and well orchestrated how you spend or how you invest those 4 things. Because we have them all in common to different degrees. We all have the same amount of time. Energy is going to vary depending on how you look after yourself or the phase of life you're in. And we all have access to money in different degrees, but how you utilize those is what's going to allow them to come back to you. So how you invest your time, done well, you're going to create more time. If you waste your time on things that aren't important, on distractions, you're going to lose time. With your energy, if you waste them on things that are not in accordance with your values, what's important to you, you're going to burn energy. If you invest your energy into things that excite you and inspire you and light you up, it gives you more. With your focus, same thing. With money, the money that you have, if you spend it on things that are not important to you, that are about immediate feelings of being gratified to fill up a void, then you've wasted it. If you spend it on things, money is only useful when it is used. And so if you use it on things where you're investing so that it's creating more money, that's a good use of that. So just always put that lens on as you invest those things. As you do that, you can look at that time, energy, focus, money in the 5 Fs. So within family, fun, fulfillment, finances, and fitness. So when you've got the 4 values determinants, the 5 areas of life, and how you're investing into those different things, it's just a good lens to be able to look at your life, whether you look at that through the lens where you zoom right out and you go, what's my legacy? Where do I want to end up in those areas? Or you bring it into 20 years, or you bring the lens into 10 or into 3 years, 1 year, a quarter, a month, a week, a day. So your day should reflect your values and how you're investing those 4 time, energy, focus, money in the 5 areas of life. So this is the recipe to be conscious.
And deliberate. Intentional.
This is going from default of patterns of things that I've just always done because I watched mum do it, or I watched someone else do it, or I just I was in a phase of life where that's how we had to do things because we had a 2-year-old and a baby, but now I've just kept doing those dumb things. We always spend money on that and it doesn't really equate to feelings of joy. And so it's a good chance just to throw it all on the table. And it might feel like vomiting and it might feel messy. It might feel like emptying a 10,000 piece jigsaw puzzle and going, all right, but now you get to put it back together exactly how you want it to be.
Yeah. And it's like, let's use the jigsaw analogy. If you have a system where you find the corners and then you find the pieces with the flat edges so you can start to build a border, when you can really get clear on and be intentional with those 5 Fs, then you've got a framework for your life, for the week, the month, the year ahead. And it's something, you can check in on this at any stage of life, a birthday, a new quarter, a change in relationship, a new job, whatever. Like there can be lots of different transitions, but obviously the beginning of a new year is always a great time to just reflect and go, is what we've been doing still working? How do I want it to be? If I could have it all my way, what would I love my Mondays to look like? What would I love my schedule for my fitness and well-being to look like? And maybe I can't have it all right now, but I can say to my partner, hey, can you look after the little ones on these 3 mornings so that I can get up early and I can go for that walk, so I just have 30 minutes to myself before I start my day? Or on a Tuesday, one of my things that I have scheduled into my new year, which I'm really excited about, it falls under fun, yay, and it falls under fitness, is tennis. Like I grew up playing tennis. I loved tennis. And then as I became a mum, I've probably played a couple of games, on a random holiday, and that's been it. And I'm like, no, I want to be deliberate with this. So a girlfriend of mine is in a tennis comp. She's like, hey, do you want to play on Tuesdays? It starts in February. I'm like, I'm doing it. Like I am all in on this. And so it's going to be fun. I get to have, friendship and time with my girlfriend. It's great for my fitness and just for my well-being. So I said to Aunt, hey, on Tuesdays, like there's a portion of that day that I am going to go invest in myself and do this. And I'm also going to train. And I'm putting these pieces of the puzzle into the week. And then how can I work that around the family, the kids, the other sporting commitments that we have going on? But now I know that's locked in. That feels really good. And it might look different in 6 months from now, but that the pieces of that puzzle is coming together. And when there's things on the calendar, be it weekly or monthly or whatever, and it's locked in, feels really good to kind of know, all right, that's part of what's important to me. And it's just going to be a new way of being, a new way of living, instead of it happening by happenstance. And maybe I'll get around to it. And then, 6 months later, you've still not done it.
So life is a reflection of what we do consistently. It's not that one time that we did that thing.
Yeah.
And that's where if you have these dreams, they're just a fantasy unless you have an action plan that makes it happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Bianca just booked my flights to conference, so it's in the planning. Love it.
Fantastic. That's it, because now it's locked in. It doesn't need to take up any more headspace. It's in the calendar and there's a commitment there. And the same for me. I'm like, okay, that's done. What's next? Like, what else can I put into motion? So maybe, if you think about the 5 Fs, and I'd love you guys to play in the chat with us, so that the more you share, the more you inspire and get other people thinking as well. So thinking about time, energy, focus, and money. Let's talk about family right now. What's something that you can be scheduling into your week?
Let's go big.
All right.
Let's, at the end of this year, what's something that you want to make sure has happened? It could be a holiday. It could be an experience. It could be, well, every week we want to do meal prep Mondays where as a family we do that. Or
Friday night boards or games night, and you just, make that a fun little ritual between you and your family and whoever's visiting at the time.
So be really clear on that, because that's a big boulder of life.
Mm.
Do you want to move on?
I'm
Or
just going
keep
to
it
add,
family?
so it was interesting, we, leading into Christmas, I don't know if you guys have ever had, like, you know, where I'm sure you have family get-togethers where it all ends up about eating and catching up. And Christmas this year, the Christmas lunch wasn't really any different to last Christmas lunch. It was just kind of the same. And so one of our little ones, Sarah, she's 11, and she is like,
A
I
wedding
think she's
planner.
going to become a wedding planner / Christmas party. Like
Events organizer.
yeah. If she could walk around with a clipboard and a list, like, that's her ideal day, right? She loves organizing things. And I saw a little video pop up online of these people doing these really fun Christmas games. And I said to her, I was like, hey, I think we should do something different this Christmas. I think rather than just like to sit around and get together and stuff, let's plan something really fun. So we modeled all these games, and we did it like where there was like one of them, you had a Christmas cookie on your forehead, and you had to try and wiggle your face to try and get it into your mouth. We had a relay race. We had all sorts of crazy things with Christmas decorations and hip thrusting, and my mum and dad got into it. It was hilarious. And that created a memory and so much fun that we will never forget that. Whereas sometimes we can just do things and it's just like it all blends into the same thing, and we actually don't really remember anything from it. So it is nice to do different things that create the memory and really bring that fun and laughter rather than just sticking into the routine. So Michelle wants a family holiday to SeaWorld. I love that. Bianca's booked a family holiday to Perth this year. Awesome. That's so cool. So those are some big experiences that you've got on the calendar, which is amazing. And then I think it's important to then bring it down to, well, what are we doing every week? What's important? What's a family ritual that I want to introduce or continue that's really special? Maybe it's maybe you've got family that live close by, like my mum and dad are close by, and I actually want to go for a walk every week with mum. Like it's great for my fitness. She wants to stay active, and it's my time to connect with her. So things like that, to go, like you went fishing with Bodhi, and that's become a really special thing where it's just the two of you. And so, all right, can we schedule that twice a month where, you know, you just have that one-on-one time, for example, those kinds of things. So you can obviously invest. A holiday is going to be money investing, but time could be a walk or going fishing or doing something, and then focus and just putting that time together and just thinking about it. So then if you think about another area of life, let's talk about, what do you want to talk about? Your fitness and well-being, and thinking about time, effort, focus and money. What can you be doing on a big scale? Like, okay, by the end of the year, I'd love to have run a marathon, or I'd love to have been, I don't want to run a marathon. I've already done that. I was throwing examples out there. That's been checked off my list. I don't need to repeat it. But maybe there's something significant that you would love to do or learn or start fitness wise, or what are you doing, kind of bringing it down to a weekly and a daily of how are you nourishing your body, your family's body every single day. Maybe it's planting a veggie garden and then having beautiful fresh herbs and things that you get to enjoy in the kitchen, like just thinking about what you can be creating with that.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah.
Cool. I think you guys get the picture with that. If you go through fun, if you go through fulfillment, you get an F, which is friends, which is a good social one.
It is.
Because it's kind of fun / fulfillment.
Okay.
But let's get to the juice of this, and that's this business and finances.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you guys saw, Amazon just let 10,000 people go. No, 18,000 people go. Salesforce, huge Fortune 500 company, let 10,000 people go. And there's going to be more and more of this. Interest rates rising, rental prices going up, fuel costs going up, food shortages. All of these things all point to the direction of it makes a lot of sense to create an online income that, if you look at time, most people can invest the time to do this business. If they drop a Netflix show, if they wake up 30 minutes earlier, if they stop scrolling and actually do the business. Energy. The energy that people put into this is proportional to the vividness of their vision. I'm going to say that again. The energy that people put into this is proportional to the vividness, so how clear their vision is. If you have a crystal clear vision that's compelling you, you're there, you feel it, taste it, smell it, touch it, that energizes you to take the actions today to propel you towards it. If you don't have the vision, you're stuck in the now, which is not typically that energizing. So a task I'm going to give you guys to do. Write out 100 reasons why. It's imperative that you create a business that fulfills that vision. 100 reasons why. That's a good start. And you want at least 50 of them about you and your family. You get to have the holiday, you get to have the home, you get to whatever those are. And then 50 of them are about how you help other people. Because of that child that gets off antibiotics, because of
the mama that gets to stay home with their little one and see their first step, like those kinds of things. When we went through this process for the first time, I remember like the first 30 or so came really easy. Like I was like, oh yeah, what about this, what about that? And I was like, oh, I need to start thinking about this. And then we just all of a sudden went rapid fire again. So it's good to get into a state where you just, and some of you might want to share some things that come to mind right now to inspire each other. But, you know, to think about, what are the benefits? What are the benefits? And I think about right now to be able to, it's school holiday time, and a lot of our friends, their kids are in vacation care and mum and dad's back at work. So, the kids have got another 3 weeks of holidays, but they're not with mum and dad. And so we get to be there and drive the kids around and create magic moments for other kids with our family because their mum and dad can't be with them right now.
Yeah, last week we were in Byron almost every morning, just stunning dolphins and turtles and the water, the colour, and the kids are into nippers, so we're paddling and with a few other families from the surf club. And I messaged on Sunday, hey, are we on for tomorrow morning? I was like, oh no, I'm back at work, back to reality. And I was just like, oh, was that reminded, well, this is our reality. We can do that every day.
And there was plenty of years prior, that was, you were at work at 6 a.m.
Totally.
And kids are back, and so we didn't have that. So we know what it feels like, but the benefit of creating a business where you get the ripple effect of empowering other families, that's something that you can create for yourself and then aspire for others as well.
Such that it stirs you. It upsets you. It agitates you. It's not okay. And you have something in your hands that you can help so many people right now. So I think that's the big thing I want to get from this call, that you are stirred into action, both from the pleasure of the vision of what you have, but also from the pain that you can help alleviate from so many people. And then it's got to be, I heard this cool podcast the other day, and it was from a military leader, and he, stereotypical, gets up at still 4 a.m. and does his 100 chin-ups, all this stuff. And the podcaster was asking him about where does he get his motivation from? Is it from things in the future? Is it from soldiers that he's lost? And he was kind of like, motivation. Motivation's just an emotion. That's like being happy. I could be happy now, in 5 minutes I'm not happy. I could be sad now and think I'm not. Motivation will come and go. If I had to rely on being motivated to do this, when I wake up in the morning, there's no discussion. I'm not debating with myself, do I do it or not? I'm committed to the action, period. And if you can have that kind of discipline with your business, discipline equals freedom. Isn't that ironic? The more disciplined you are, will give you the freedom. If you're kind of fly by the seat of the pants, I do a bit here, I don't do some, I'm motivated today, I do a lot, now I'm sad, someone rejected me, now I'm not. You have no freedom. If you can be committed to the actions of this business for 3 to 5 years, for 10 months a year, it will surely come to pass. You just have to do the numbers. You're either winning or learning. If you go through the actions that many times for that long, you're going to get good at them, even if you're not good at all. I was horrendous at so many aspects of this business. I remember sitting at the breakfast bar when I'm on the laptop and I've got this lady who's, she's watched the link, she's on a call now, and I'm just going for it, just telling her everything about the product and all about this stuff. And I kind of just catch Kate in the background just going like, what are you doing? And I'm like, what? Like, I nailed it. And we get off the call and it was just one of those, well, yeah, I guess I'll be in touch. As in, no. I'm like, I just gave this woman 30 minutes of the best spiel you could about Juice Plus and company and what it's doing. And Kate's like, you didn't ask her any questions. You didn't ask her about herself and her children. And I was like, oh. So I'm telling you that because every skill in this business is a learned skill. And even if you're really bad at it, you just do it more and more.
Until.
I think about Xavier, our eldest, plays basketball. And I'm like, I can throw the ball in the hoop. So could you. But we're not Michael Jordan. He just has the ability to do it, or Stephen Curry, whoever, even if not basketball, just stick with the analogy. They just are able to do it with consistency. You can all get a customer. You can all attract a team member. An Adam, a Brian, an Ange, a Shani, a Lauren, whoever, they've just done it more, period. So how do you do it more? You take more action. That you take the action because you're compelled to do it. You have the vision, but it's just discipline. Because on Monday at 9 a.m. and it says, I'm going to send 20 reach outs, or I'm going to post, or whatever the method, whatever the recipe is that your mentor's given you, you just follow it. And you do it and you do it and you do it till you have enough metrics, you've got enough volume to go, yeah, I've sent 100 links. I've sent 100 links. I've put this opportunity pre-qualified in front of 100 people. And then your mentor can go, well, from that, we should have equated to this many calls and this many people should have started. Well, I didn't get anyone on a call. Okay, well, let's have a look at your action. Let's have a look at the verbiage. Let's have a look. You've got something to measure now.
Mhm.
If you haven't sent them, you can't do it. So you've got to do the actions in order to get the feedback. So I think that's the thing, right? Because if we bring in some of that financial literacy, money gives you choices. And so the question around value is how can I add more value to more people more often? How can I add more value to more people more often? And if you're doing that, then value comes back in the form of finances. And now you have these units of measurement that you can spend on your values, which propel you closer to your vision. So that's kind of full circle. Look at your time, energy, focus, money, how you're investing it in your 5 areas of life. Come up with a plan that reflects that.
Mhm. And there's going to be the ideal, if I could have it all my way plan, and then there's going to be the plan this week. And so there's probably going to be very much a gap there, but be doing something towards where you want to be long term and scheduling those little things in. So maybe, it's the financial date night that you have with yourself or your partner every week, so that you can then in time create enough funds to be able to invest in something that's giving you a return. Like, it's those kinds of things that you want to bake into your schedule. That is a non-negotiable. It is that discipline. A lot of people want to have a freedom lifestyle, and I know there's been a time for us where we kind of was like, we're not going to commit to anything on our schedule. We're just going to go. The weather's nice. We'll do this. We'll do that, and it was wonderful. But then we actually found ourselves craving structure so that we could create more and do more within that time. So, yeah, the 5 F's are family, finances, fun. Fun's a big one. Most people do not have that scheduled in. Or fulfillment, making sure that's actually doing things that you love, fitness or wellness. And then the last one is, friends? Yeah, friendship's important, absolutely, in relationships. Yeah. So those are so important to look at, and how you can invest your time, energy, focus, and money into those areas of life, and where you want to be a year from now, and bringing it back to what you can be doing on a weekly basis. And then remembering that when you can create 100 benefits, 100 reasons to build an online income stream that allows you to live your best life to your fullest expression, to help others, putting that list together is so, so powerful, and it will compel you to show up on the days that maybe you don't feel as energized as you could or normally do, or when there's lots going on, or there's a little bit of self-doubt creeping in, you look at that list and it gets you right back to why you're committed and showing up for yourself.
So we're going to wrap that up there. It's 30 minutes, so that's going to give you 30 minutes to take action.
Yeah.
So I would definitely get a start on your list of 100 right now. And then I would also start to look at what are the big things in each of the 5 areas that have to happen this year, and get them scheduled. I love how they've booked flights for something that's 6 months away. You save money, and it's on the schedule, compared to the person who books it a month before, a week before. Costs more money, but you're still not committed. And so when you're going and you tell others, I've already booked the flights, there's a level of certainty that they can lean on to go, well, I should book mine as well. You're definitely going. So I trust there's some gems in there. The magic is not in what we say, it's what you guys do with it. Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up there. We look forward to sharing lots more with you guys throughout the year. And thanks for your love.
Thanks, everyone. Go take action for yourself. Bye.